It's Week 12 of the NFL, and all eyes are on Jared Goff. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Sentinels and the Bulls, next on Madden Football.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another. And I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other. They study each other. They work together in...
Matt Prater, been around a long time, will get us started here. And off we go here on EA Sports. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think two things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job of identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his second, third, check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play did line up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, they can have a better chance of having a better result.
Here now, 3rd and 5. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll drop this for Elliott. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. The Bulls going to send the punt team out there. The veteran Jamison Crowder deep to return. Returnable from the 17. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads them out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
There wasn't really anything fancy about their performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. But if he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
And a big strike for good yardage there, all the way up to midfield.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the bootleg, it's Goff. And this one is caught by Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They get 22 yards there. And that will be a first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Throwing here is Goff. Catch left side is made by Higgins.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this fourth down. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Bulls offense, and Lamar Jackson getting set to take over once more. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. Take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. A first down throw for Jackson. A short one there, caught by Kittle. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Jackson. The reception for Rashid Shaheed.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Sanders. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Powerful Rashawn Gary there in run support. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Third down, 3 to go. Off the play fake, Jackson. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Deron Black. And the Sentinels are in great shape here as they take over at their 46.
And this is going to go down as a pick, but it really was the pressure defensively that caused the interception. I mean, he was a little sloppy with his fundamentals, but I think it's as a result of the guy in his face led to that ball kind of sailing, inaccurate throw, and that's just really good team defense.
The Sentinels offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. And he continues to be a thorn in the side of defenses trying to stop him. Currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing. Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Another run here with Hubbard. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
He'll work forward for a couple. Cole Holcomb in on the tackle. He'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll go again with Hubbard. Good running inside the 25. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
That's taken in left side by Smith.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
And he's going to be taken down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1 yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Hubbard. And he will dive into the end zone. Chuba Hubbard, touchdown Sentinels. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
His kick is good. Makes the score Sentinels in. Full 7.
So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. On the return, it is Trey Tucker. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bulls offense ready to get back to work. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. This throw left side caught by Kittle. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I will be right back after this. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. From the gun, Jackson. Right back to Kittle. That's another one. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Jackson looking to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. This one is caught by Addison. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Jackson now. He'll try to run for it. So hard to get a shot on Jackson. Gave himself up there after picking up the 1st down.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the 1st down and some.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Shaheed with the catch. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. To the air one more time with Jackson. That is caught. To the goal line and in. George Kittle. Touchdown Bulls.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. And the Bulls are on the board. It's 10-7. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Sentinels offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. That into the hands of Hubbard. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. On 1st down, it's Goff. Caught by Nakua on the out route. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average. And frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Goff. That is caught. Finding Higgins. A gain of 17 yards. That's enough for a 1st down. And with just 4 seconds left in the 1st half, a timeout is called.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. On 1st and 10, Jackson. Open man downfield. It's Addison. So we have reached halftime here. It is a 6-point difference at the break. As we'll get you down to Orlando now. That's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. It was a running back, Chuba Hubbard, who put together a solid 1st half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this 2nd half. About to get started. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Sentinels offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Now Goff. That's caught by Smith on the right side. He's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. 2nd and a yard. A give up the middle. It's Hubbard. And some good running there. That's a 1st down up to the 43.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Right side, complete to Nakua. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now, Goff. In trouble, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the big man, gets in there and takes him down. Throwing on 2nd down, Goff. On the out, connecting with Allen.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
The veteran Jordan Poyer had the good coverage, and he knocks that one away. The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This one will be from 37 yards out. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Sentinels add on to their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Bulls offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail here by a couple of scores. The margin is 9 as this drive starts with 1st down. Now here's the longtime star in the league, Zeke Elliott. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Play action now. Jackson. This pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, goal.
On the handoff, this is Sanders. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now Jackson on the move. That's to the right side and incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. Now it's going to be 3rd down. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deontay Banks. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
He'll take this down to the 47. The safety, Jordan Poyer, up to make the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. It's a zone read given to Hubbard. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. This is intercepted. Picked off by Dane Belton. And the Bulls will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, there's one thing for sure, Mike, is you are not going to blame the protection up front. They had more than enough time provided to this quarterback to make a better throw, and I think he's just trying to force something that wasn't there, and the defense takes advantage of it.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On the ground, here's Sanders to start the drive. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 3. We'll try the left side here with Elliott. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. Here's third down and a few inches. They'll stick with Elliott. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
This throw, left side, caught by Kittle. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And an Omaha first down.
Jackson now to throw on first down. A dive and a catch. Incredible. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. That's a big-time play to secure that one.
Here's second and 9. From the gun, Jackson. That's caught. It's Miles Sanders. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to get back to a one-possession game. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll do so with first and 10. Goff to throw. That's to the sideline and hauled in by Smith. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Brings up second and 5 at the 28-yard line.
On the bootleg, it's Goff. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. On play action, Goff. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds as the clock will stop. It would have stopped anyway as we've hit the 2-minute warning. A fair catch called for and made, but hold everything. There is a flag backed by the kicker. It may very well give him new life.
Automatic first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the pistol, a give to Hubbard. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. We're going to run right over center with Hubbard. And he'll bring this across midfield as this drive is taking shape. A gain of 7 on that one. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll drop to throw. Coming open is Pierce. It's on target. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. 2nd and 11. Here's Hubbard. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. It is 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season.
It's Week 12 of the 2024 season, and we'll see Geno Smith. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Wizards and the Voyagers, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons.
Just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. And leading them, Greg, the veteran out of West Virginia, it's Geno Smith.
You think back to last week and what was really a pretty bland game. He didn't do a ton that was overly exciting, but his team was still able to come out with a win. I think that's really a testament to this roster that they have built. Yes, you're going to need your quarterback to play good ball as the season progresses, but in the meantime, they are good enough around him that as he continues to find his way, this is still a tough team to match up with.
Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive. Davis heading in motion. Play action now. It's Geno. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Quiddy Pay bursting through to bring him down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On second down, Smith. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It'll bring up fourth down. What can they do here? This is third and forever. From the gun, it's Geno. Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And that one shut down right away. Good pressure on the backside. The defense stops him for no gain.
Brings up second and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now a second down throw for Smith. He's got the tight end, Adam Troutman. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Here's Geno. This one caught at the 4. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. They'll go. Smith. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on fourth and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, Mike, it's pretty clear early in this game the message they want to send is we are going to be aggressive on offense. And that's exactly what they did there, going for it on fourth down early. But it's the defense that comes through and forces the turnover on downs.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Throwing to begin that is intercepted. That's the linebacker, Way Walker.
And just incredible field position for them following that interception. And you can bet, Mike, as this offense is taking the field, they're telling their defense, hey, nice job here, fellas, but don't bother taking those helmets off. Give us a couple plays, we punch this thing in, and we're going to get you guys right back out there.
The Wizards offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They'll have a golden opportunity to get on the board first as they start 1st and goal. Smith. That's caught. It's Kenneth Walker. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, Smith. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the 2nd phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Geno Smith, touchdown Wizards. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball 1st and goal. And, Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball, not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
The extra point by Bass is good. And the Wizards will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Voyagers offense and running back Devon Achane set to go to work once more. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game. Take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards for running backs, and he's right there among the best in the league. Love to throw on 1st and 10. Quick slant looked in by Neighbors. With that, I want to give you a look here at the receiving numbers for him from the game a week ago. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That's over the middle of the tight end, Otten.
This play is actually really well defended here, but I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. He'll get this into the hands of Neighbors. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Love. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the 1st down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up 1st down.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll run right here. It's Achane. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Got a man, that's Tolbert. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
On 1st down, it's Love. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and
in trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Love. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Wizards offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. And the first carry for Antonio Gibson. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Throwing on 2nd down, Smith. He'll find his tight end, that's Troutman. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. Smith from the gun on 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
The Voyagers offense make their way out to take over once more. They trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Love to throw. That's taken in by Achane. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. And this will be incomplete.
You just never want to overthrow an open receiver. If anything, even if the receiver just has to slow down a little bit to run under the ball, that's okay. It might not end up in a touchdown, but you're at least going to end up with a completion.
And a good tackle out wide will hold him to a gain of just 3. The punt team comes on. Here's Tommy Townsend to kick it. On the return, it's Hines. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Wizards offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. On first down is Smith. Will set up the screen for Gibson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Thinking pass, nobody was getting back into their drops and just nowhere for that back to go.
That one complete to Watson. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's Jordan Stout now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We begin in the gateway to the West in St. Louis, Missouri, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Chuba Hubbard, a touchdown run in the victory. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. It was a former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Now return coming from the 7. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Voyagers offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll begin with 1st and 10. That's taken in. What a catch by Neighbors. That one good for a dozen and a very quick first down. Throwing is Love. Right back to Neighbors. He's got it again. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. He'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And he will convert. Good job there. Drive continues at the 48.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
It's a pickup of 12. And that will be a first down. Love. The open man is Tolbert. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Love. That's into traffic, but taken in. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
8-yard pickup. First down, Voyagers.
Back to throw is Love. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Devon Achane coming out of the backfield. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Love to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Kicked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Wizards are going to take over once again at their own 20-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The home team's offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Gino. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
The throw on the run is complete. And he's going to get this up near the first down marker. Tackle made at the 29-yard line. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. We'll try and run it with Walker. And this is going to work out. He's got it. The first down at the 38-yard line.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
This one to the tight end, Trotman. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8.
At the 40-yard line.
From the shotgun, Smith. Toward the middle. That one caught by Watson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith. Right back to Watson. Another grab. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. The man in motion is Watson. Straight ahead, it's Walker. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is 1st down. Now, Gino. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Back to the air, it's Smith. Quick throw here is complete. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Smith. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face first and goal. Play action now. It's Gino. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Gabe Davis. Touchdown, Wizards. That his first touchdown this year. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a two-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a two-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Pass's kick is good. And the Wizards extend their advantage to 14-3. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here's Berrios on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Here's first and 10. From the gun, it's Love. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. To throw is Love. Quick throw, taken in. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
8-yard pickup. First down, 48.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Second down throw for Love. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. From the gun, on third down, it's Love. And they're going to get him once again. He's under siege. That is 3 in a row. Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 92 yards. It is a touchdown. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given...
And he will get into the end zone. The two-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the fourth quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. To return is Naheem Hines. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Gino. That caught by Davis. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. We'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. And now we're going to timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. Here's 2nd and 6. The run up the middle, it's Walker. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Smith. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
The Wizards out for the punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense and receiver Malik Neighbors set to take over once more. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Now Love. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. They'll come up now for 2nd down. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it. Defense has to play smart, avoid a penalty on 4th and long. They'll go for it. Love. Oh, high throw there, but a nice job to go up and get it.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were 1 stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.
It's week 12 of the NFL. And up next, it's Bo Nix. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Steamers and the Black Knights. Next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower in the fabulous European capital of Paris, France. With my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Paris team as it gets ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they've had a long few days already as they were in London last week, back in the... The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. In motion, Slayton. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
They'll run here, the former Longhorn with it. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 15 yards on the play, first down. Once again, it's Brooks. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
When you look at this defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
You know, when actors get ready for a scene, they often ask the question, what's my motivation? Or what's the motivation of this group? What's their mindset? What's the problem that they have? Will they create an identity that allows them to get better?
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big pickup of 38.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Richardson back to throw it. Flushed out. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Anthony Richardson, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Black Knights will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Anthony Richardson who took it into the end zone to finish things off. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Throwing Nix. That'll be complete to Alan Lazard. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
To throw, here's Nix. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. And he's got it. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Jamar Chase, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steamers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Richardson looking to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Richardson off the play fake. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Richardson looking to throw this. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Jordan Brooks with it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Nix to the air. Slant route going to be caught by Palmer. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Able to find his man, Kraft. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Kamara up the middle. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now it's Nix. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Here we go with Kamara. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. To throw is Nix. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Bo Nix, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. He continues to show at this level that he can not only pass for touchdowns, he can run for touchdowns.
Not the first time we've seen this because this young guy, he really makes it happen. So what that tells me is the book on him has to change. You got to now plan for those legs as well as him throwing the football.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he won't quite make it to the 25. London about set to take over on offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
That's complete to Slayton. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Richardson out of the shotgun. That is caught by Laporta. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now Richardson. This ball taken in here by Brooks. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Connection made to Ruckert. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Here's Richardson to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. Here's Bryce Behringer now. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We begin in the gateway to the west in St. Louis, Missouri, where you see the final score there. Chuba Hubbard, a touchdown run in the victory. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. It was a terrific first half for the rookie first-round pick, Bo Nix. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Steamers offense and the veteran Alvin Kamara getting set for this next possession. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. On play action, here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Here's Nix. And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer. Only able to gain a couple there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Bo Nix keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Steamers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. We've seen this already from him in this game. Second time he's into the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
So the head coach is going to have a meeting with the owner this week. You know why? He's got to let the owner know, I know you wrote the check for his arm, but we're going to make him a part of our running game too. This guy can do it all. Let's see where he takes us.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 21-7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Richardson, and the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Second down, and it's Kamara again. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Nix. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Nix. The pass caught by Olave. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 15-yard line.
Throwing Nix. Open man is Palmer. They only get 5 out of that quick slant, but that's good enough for a first.
That's good for Harris. First down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
He was brought down by Kyle Hamilton. A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Black Knights offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that... Richardson under pressure, and down he goes. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. And that will be incomplete. Credit that good coverage to Paulson Adebo. Got a hand in and knocked it free.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it...
Oh, he's intercepted again. It's Richardson's 3rd of the game. Jordan Brooks with it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Paris offense out to have another go at it. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. So a player shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now their versatile running back. Here's Austin Eckler. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
It's Eckler again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Brought down by Willie Gay.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for Paris, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Londoners, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
It's week 12 of the 2024 season, and we'll see the dynamic Michael Penix Jr. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Pioneers and the Aviators coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the Alamo City of San Antonio, Texas. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this San Antonio team as they enter play. They're back home after flying to and losing in London last weekend.
Always a tough travel week. All the distractions. You know that they're happy to be back in their own building, but that was not a trip to remember.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Argentinians, they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
In motion right, that's Marshall. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Levis out of the shotgun now. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Little bootleg here. Levis able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 22.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Levis back to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Now Levis to Mixon on the check down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Back deep is Charlie Jones. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And a glance here at the southpaw, who will be calling the plays under center.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Here comes Rager. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Levis sets up to throw here. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Now a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now a 2nd and 6.
On the option right, here's Levis. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Here's Levis. Out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. He's to the 15. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Levis to throw once more. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Okonkwo, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Aviators are able to stretch out their lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Penix working out of the gun here. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Hasn't been a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. From the 43, here's a second down and 9. They'll run again with Mason. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. They'll go play action here with Penix. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Buenos Aires about set for another try on offense. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. Levis to throw it. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was a 3rd long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. On the return is Jones. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back out comes San Antonio. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. The drive begins with Mason. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Here's Penix. There's Trimble, the tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
the 17-yard line.
Throwing again, Penix. And it's caught. Touchdown. DK Metcalf from 17 yards out. And the Pioneers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Marshall. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We begin in the gateway to the West in St. Louis, Missouri, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Chuba Hubbard, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
From the 25, here's second down and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And looking to throw, Penix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Levis looking to throw. Pressure comes and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Levis. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Santos now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 5. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Buenos Aires offense back out now. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Levis from the gun. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
It's a gain of 10. First down, 88.
Back to throw, it's Levis. In trouble, and he's taken down. Ashton Davis. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Mixing up the middle. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying under double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. 1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Back out comes San Antonio. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll throw with Penix. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. To the air, Penix. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on third down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Buenos Aires offense back out now. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in San Antonio as we've got the final quarter upon us. We get ready to start the fourth. From the 41, Levis. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. The offense on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Jack Campbell there to make the play defensively.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Looking to throw, Penix. Flush to his right. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now Penix. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mason. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw again. Dancing to his left. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on third, and then the tables turn. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Mason. He will push his way down to about the 14. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Right back to Mason. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On the give, it's Mason. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Santos' kick is up and through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Buenos Aires about set for another try on offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Levis. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead is up to 15 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by 15, 46 seconds to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Pass complete, Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Levis, he'll look to throw it. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Levis to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Here now, 2nd and goal. One final try here for Will Levis. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for San Antonio, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Buenos Aires, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
It's Week 12 of the National Football League, and we've got Pat Surtain, who's stating his place among the league's best with 6 picks this season. It's the Thunderbirds and the Monarchs, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hi again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, joining you as always. And, Charles, you check out this Louisville team. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Aussies, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes
the final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
and no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
On the handoff, McLaughlin. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good gain of 12 yards that time.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Motion man is Shakir. Darnold now to throw. Has his man, it's Shakir. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Darnold. Got a man, it's Kayshon Boutte. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a 1st down on this opening drive.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
The give is to McLaughlin. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Now Darnold. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. But this guy, he is hard to corral.
And some room to run now. That one 28 yards on the ground. They finally caught up to him there at the end of the play, but great inside handoff, and what a powerful run.
The first few yards seemed relatively easy. Then it got tougher, right? And that's where he showed that he was not going to go down easily. He was not going to be denied until he got everything he could out of that run.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Here's Williams. The left side caught by Diggs. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. To throw, Williams. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Darnold. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
There's a short one caught by Ryman. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. 4 receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. A play fake, and it's Darnold. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
On the ground, here's McLaughlin. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Here's Darnold. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown! Marquez Valdez-Scantling. his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Monarchs offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Williams. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the option, here's Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here comes 3rd down and 7. Looking to throw is Williams. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. Fielded just inside the 20. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that one too wide and incomplete. We'll pause for an injury. That's the quarterback, Sam Darnold, in need of some assistance following that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now it's the backup Rudolph. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Here's Rudolph. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line.
Back to throw, Rudolph. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Rudolph. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Connection made on the out route to Valdez-Scantling. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Rudolph now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
They'll try and run for it. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They come up short here on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. To the air, Williams. Same target, it's Jacobs again. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We begin in the gateway to the West in St. Louis, Missouri, where you see the final score there. Chuba Hubbard, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the first half, it was the veteran Sam Darnold who had the offense moving. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. This is a game, Charles, it's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the third quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's second down. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Williams. Throw out right, pulled in by Downs. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And they bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away. .45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Rudolph looking to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
Here now, a 3rd and 20.
Now Rudolph.
Has his man, it's Shakir.
14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Once again, it's Jacobs.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They'll fake the give. Now Williams.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Returnable here from the 38. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
The Louisville offense back out now.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Rudolph looking to throw it.
They'll set up the screen. It's McLaughlin.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get 1 key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Here's Rudolph on play action. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Thunderbirds will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. A drive there of just 4 plays. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Melbourne's offense back out on the field now. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
To throw, Williams. Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Here's Williams. Open man downfield is Duvernay. Down the right sideline. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. And what a big-time play there. 56 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Monarchs have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, Rudolph. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Rudolph. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. They'll run. It's McLaughlin, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A carry from McLaughlin. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's McLaughlin. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll have this all the way out to the 50-yard line. Excellent field position. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 10, a little under 50 seconds to go. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
The Thunderbirds offense and Jaleel McLaughlin headed onto the field. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
But Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So for Louisville,
their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get to stay home again next week.
Meanwhile, for Melbourne,
they dropped their 7th game on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
It's week 12 of the NFL. And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Condors and the Snowhawks on Monday Night Prime Time.
We've all waited long enough to get here. It's time for some football as we welcome you to the NFL on EA Sports. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Hewitt. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty.
Daniel Carlson ready to get us started. And here we go on Monday Night Football. Here's Smith on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. They're led out by a QB coming into his 5th NFL season out of Oklahoma. It's Jalen Hurts.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game he had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
This is Henry on second. He's contained at the line for no gain. That was Micah Parsons making that play. Back-to-back runs yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8. Hurts now from the gun. Hits him on the in route. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the fair catch made here at the 15. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. Leading them out, the 10th pick of the draft, coming off that national championship in Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. But a couple of interceptions, he's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
1st and 10 now from the 30. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That'll be caught by Adam Thielen. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. the Condors. And quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And he's been more than just his work as a passer this season. Look at this. He's gotten the job done on the ground as well. Second among NFL quarterbacks in rushing yards. The drive begins with Henry. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
On second down, here's Henry again. And he doesn't find open space. He only finds a defender who makes the stop. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That one's caught along the left sideline. He does it. Touchdown! The Condors go up 6-0 here in the first. DJ Moore, the touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Condors will jump out to a 7-0 lead. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. On the return, here's Jones. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So here comes this offense for its second series of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First and 10, here's McCarthy. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. Jimmy Ward has it. And forget the interception, he makes this a pick-6 touchdown. So now it's 13-zip, Brock, and they've got to be even happier knowing that multiple phases of their game contributing to this lead early on.
I'm going to guess the defense probably not going to keep up with the offensive scoring touchdown for touchdown, but you can't script a better start.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Condors drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. This offense getting all set for this series. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick-6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion out of the slot. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Toronto.
That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. So now here's 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And they're going to have a first down. It's caught. That's Thielen. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Connects with Wiley. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. McCarthy to throw it. And he will take this in. Touchdown! The Snowhawks make it a 1-score game in the first half. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Snowhawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Snowhawks 7.
And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Condors and DJ Moore back in possession here. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. It's Henry on the counter. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Diamador Lenore there on the stop. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
2nd and 10. At the 27-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Taken in by Noah Fant. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Here's Henry on the option. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. But, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Escaped, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Corey Bajorquez on the punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. And he'll maybe get 2 out of that. So that play brings us to the 2-minute warning. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. McCarthy looking to throw. That's caught. Keenan Allen. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. Throw complete to Williams. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play, and that'll give them a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They've got first down from the 31. It's taken in by Williams. And that's good for a gain of 5. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Back to the air, McCarthy. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Cut near the goal line. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. Now it's McCarthy. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Looking to throw, McCarthy. Oh, and the rush is too much. He's taken down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. So at our midway point, it's the Condors, leading from San Diego. Now we'll jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, down to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate. Thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We begin in the gateway to the West in St. Louis, Missouri, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Chuba Hubbard, a touchdown run in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game, and you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We just watched a fine first half out of the mobile quarterback, that's Jalen Hurts. He was on point, throwing a touchdown pass to help his guys take the lead into the break. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Teams are back out on the field, everyone is set, and the second half is underway. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Snowhawks and their QB J.J. McCarthy returning to the field on offense. And they've been willing to both call runs for him and let him ad-lib as he sees fit. He's top 5 for rushing yards by a quarterback this season. Receiver in motion going left. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Here's McCarthy to throw. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. 3rd and 4 coming up now. On play action now, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. The Snowhawks getting ready to send this one flying. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it's going to be their football coming up. Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, Hurts. Able to get it to Moore. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Hurts now from the gun. He finds Fant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And they'll have first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Now Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 21-yard line.
Hurts throwing again. That's incomplete left side. Now throw in the direction of DJ Moore. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Hurts looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives them the first. We give to Henry on the inside handoff. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Rolling left, buying some time. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Flush trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with a quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Bates' kick is up and good. Hold on, though. There's a flag down here, although if this is on the defense, Brock, they're probably just going to decline it and keep that make. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down.
Automatic first down.
So now, following the penalty, it's 1st and goal. Motioning the tight end now. Hurts to throw. Oh, what a touchdown! He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Condors double their lead to 14. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. On the return, here's Jones. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Now outruns their offense to take over. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Dumped off to his running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Couldn't find Deebo Samuel on that throw. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Their punter making his way out now. It'll be Sam Martin doing the honors. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down throwing for Hurts. All in left side. And he'll get it up to the 44.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Another run for Henry. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Flushed out of the puck. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here's Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Their offense ready to take the field now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Pass complete to Wiley. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Offense in the hurry up here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Offense up to the line fast. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Back to the air, McCarthy finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Working quickly here. That's taken in by Samuel. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Catch made by Allen. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He'll get this to Samuel. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it sets up first down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Got a man, it's Thomas. And he gets this forward to the 19. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. From the 19. Throw reeled in by Allen. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
This one soars over everybody in the end zone. Just had to get rid of it. It's incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
That one right down the middle. And the Snowhawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And this onside kick doesn't go their way. The hands team makes the cover. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Running once more with Henry. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Trying down the middle with Henry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Butkus, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run. This guy in particular, like the greats used to do.
The kick is off the mark, no good. And they fail to make this a 2-score ball game.
That field goal really would have put the final nails in the coffin, but now this defense, they're going to need to make one more stop to officially close this one out.
The Snowhawks ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also, he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. New set of downs for him from the 46. Here he is to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Back to throw. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Now to throw. Try and push it deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Condors as we say goodbye from San Diego.